And so I'm going to just talk to you about a couple of things before I get into that. And so I'm just kind of organizing my materials here. And so pretty much how I usually do it is that I set up here in my studio, and I just begin to talk to people about different things. So I just want to say pretty much here's a couple things. So I'm just kind of picking out my paints, which paints I'm going to use today, and which subject I want to actually go with. And so it's going to be just a few minutes before I set up. I just want to go ahead and do this. That was like pretty cool to kind of go ahead and start putting together a couple of things here. So we have, I need to get some more paints. I see I'm running low on paints to make a run to the store and go get some. So I wore my favorite shirt. This is a shirt I did a body paint in 2021, and 2021, 2022, 2023. 24 Day wasn't a big event, but there was a Halloween one last year. I went to that one. But this was the last one. Was the 2023 was the last one that they had, and so this is my bag of stuff. Let me go ahead and just organize which one I want to go ahead with. I have a couple ideas what I want to paint today, so I think I might actually do one. So I'm doing the process of getting it all ready. We're in the process of getting it ready. Let's go ahead and just get it like completed. So here's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like organize my brushes. So I'll show you my brushes that I have. These are my brushes. The brushes. I have water. I have water. I put it on the side here so it doesn't spill. And so the water is here. The water. This is like a multivitamin thingy here. It's like when kids had their little vitamins, multivitamins. This is a kid multivitamins and probiotics and stuff. And it's good stuff. There's that. Not endorsing anything, by the way. But here is just one of those things where I have my paint set up. So I'm gonna have some black. I'm thinking of doing like a lizardy type thing, lizardy type paint. And so my greens, I'm all out of greens for these. So this one's my pastel paints, cream, watercolor cream, and that's kind of one that I use a lot, And let's see, get an ant crawling on my screen. Okay, so there's that one. I might just make a really cool bright color because I find that orange really works really well on me. Orange and yellow and white. So these ones, I'm gonna use these for some of my details. I'm gonna bring the chair closer. I'm gonna switch out into my gear in just a little bit. Oh, I can't block myself in here if I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna put it right there. Is it flat? It's flat. Okay, good. It's flat down there. Good. So what I'm gonna do here, I have my paints ready. And I'm gonna change this shirt in a second. And so pretty much, hey, how are you doing? Hi, how are you? Good to see you guys. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna go ahead and do a body paint. And so before that, let me stop delaying and figure out what's there. Oh, let me show you some things real quick. This was from one of my classes, and this is one of my artwork from one of my classes, and this is I have some more artwork. A couple days ago, remember last week, I was actually showing you some of the ones I did. This was like it's Elvira, made Elvira in masking tape. This is a masking tape sculpture of a person. We actually had a person, one of my friends, pretty much was one of my muses from my class. And then also I made this guy here, which is Venom. Got a Venom right here. So, good. Glad to meet you, Russian. So here's like this. There's this right there. So cool. So here's this. I'm gonna show you guys some of the cool stuff. I'm working on this project here. Let me show you this one. I think I might be this way the main one I might use. Where is it? Okay, I had this one. This one is one that I worked on. This is a Carnotaur. Hello, Courtney. This is a Carnotaur, and this is a smaller Venom. So what am I gonna do is that I'm going to show you. Where's this one? I just had it a second ago. All right, let me see. I just had it a second ago. Let me see if I can get it still. I'm back in 1 second. Don't leave me. Oh, here it is. It's in the hallway. How did I get in the hallway? I don't know. This is one of the sculptures I worked on one of my classes last week. Right here, this is a sculpture from one of my class. This here is a gecko hand. It's actually like pretty much this pretty cool gecko hand. And I used my own hand to model it. So see, like my hand, the size of my hand. See that? This is actually the size of my fingers. Right, so I have huge hands, right? Pretty big hands. So if you measure it with a ruler, this is actually super huge. If I have a ruler nearby, which I don't seem to have a ruler nearby. Oh, I do. Here's a ruler, right? Here's a ruler, 12-inch ruler, and this is the size of the thing. So yeah, just let you guys see how gigantic this is. So yeah, so this is the size of this. You have that there. So pretty cool, right? It's all made of masking tape, 100%. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out my thing real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and just comb out my hair real quick for a second, and then we're gonna start with the painting, right? So I want to just kind of chat about some things, a few things, and it goes like this. This is like pretty much the hand, and I think about actually wanted to make the paint to go along with the hand, so that way I'll have a hand like this, like a giant, you know, Cyctozone, which is a flying gecko hand, like that, and also like, you know, pretty much gonna go to paint to go along with it. So yeah, so I got people here. It's the person here from my class. You know, it's one of my friends from my class is there, right? And this is a sculpture I made. So this is on. I have more sculptures from that, by the way, but also I did a sculpture where my own daughter, she got a chance to be part of it, and so she had a dress, a really cool dress that she wore, and I'll go get that sculpture for you back in 1 second and get it for you. Come back to the camera. This is the one we made of my daughter, who was a muse for the class. So here she is. This is the one, right? So you have like that. This is the one that you saw in the video before. You know, when you see the small video, this is the one that goes with it. So with that, this is actually a person we made here, and this was the two things we made in class last week. In class, made these two things, and then you can learn this too if you come to my class. So we're gonna have another class coming up. I'm gonna put a date soon, but for the most part, this is it. So this is like a gecko hand. I'm gonna show you flying gecko, what a flying gecko looks like. I'll be back in 1 second. I don't have it with me, but I have a smaller version of a tokay gecko. Here is a gecko, and it's gecko's pads right here, and it goes like this. This is what a gecko pad looks like. They have this here. This is like a gecko. This is not a real gecko. This is one of those I purchased a long time ago. I got this at the Bronx Zoo like a million years ago. It's a lizard. So this is like a tokay gecko, right? And it's a lizard. And yes, I can make one. So this is when you look at his feet, right? You look at his feet. This is the size of his feet, just kind of made bigger. See that? There you have that. But I made it with the cool claws because it has the cool claws on it. See? The cool claws. So I thought maybe I would just actually do a paint like this, but this is not really all that colorful. I thought maybe I'd do more of a colorful lizard type thing, maybe a flying gecko with bands, because he has they have bands right by their eyes, bands on their head. So I'm gonna see if I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. So, all right, enough talk, all right? Go ahead and set this up real quick. So let me go ahead and raise the camera. Raise the camera up. All right, right about here. Okay, to raise the camera up a little bit higher. You don't accidentally see something. So okay, so you have to bring it just a little closer. Bring it closer, 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 like about here, right there. This. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna just center the camera and go to start on this process. But first, I'm gonna just go ahead and brush out my hair, which is like that way my hair is like not just like, you know, like how it is now. It's gonna just make it poofy. So I'm gonna get off camera for a second. So in the meantime, I'm gonna put like this here, so you can see this here. I'm gonna take a shower after this and wash up all this cool paint, because that's what I like to do before I take a shower. Go ahead and get all these cool things here. 2.0, it's cool. So here, this hand right here, I don't know where to put this hand. I'll just kind of put it there on the chair, so you can see. I can angle it down towards the chair, so you can angle and see. There's a hand right here on the chair. So there's a hand on the chair. All right, let me go ahead and get myself ready. Angle this camera up a little bit. All right, so here we go. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just start on the face paint. And so I haven't figured out the color scheme yet as to what colors I want to actually do. But so let's go ahead and do that. Just make sure this is right. Right here. Okay, good. So right there, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the face paint stuff. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So here you go. Let's talk, shall we? Let us talk. So I made this sculpture out of masking tape. This is completely out of masking tape too as well. So you have a masking tape sculpture. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit and just start painting. Get the painting going. I think I might do like, I did the a fish one before. And so what I'm gonna do this time, I'm actually gonna do more of a, let's see, a fish one. I'm gonna do, I have some of the colored glow in the dark ones. So I might do that as well. So I have this here, and I move this out of the way so this doesn't get damaged. And this one also doesn't get damaged. So we're gonna do this here. All right, so here I have that. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in. All right, so right about here and right about here. Okay, good. So I'm gonna put a yellow, so I'm gonna put a yellow base, right? And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and get some of my other colors. Some the ones that work really best are the these, the Snazaroo. Those work well. Oh, and green. This is great. Green works really well, but the green doesn't work well with green background. So this is like a green one, and then this one is like a black one. So yeah, so I will talk this whole story about body painting and how I got into it, but for the most part, I'm just gonna save you on that. I'm just gonna talk about something else. Yeah, you know, it's like pretty much when you have like, this is some glow in the dark ones, so there's some glow in the dark paints too as well. So what we're gonna do is go ahead with the pastel paints and see how that goes. So let's go ahead and knock that out. I'm gonna do with a yellow base. So this is a gecko here. This is a gecko, and this is not a real gecko, but it's a gecko nonetheless. And we're gonna go ahead and just use that. Okay, here's some dark colors. I'm gonna use yellow and black. I'm gonna make a cool yellow. Yeah, I'll make yellow and black. Let's go that way. Yellow and black. I've never done yellow and black before. I don't have the black outlines. So it's yellow and black. Alright, so I have it here. And then so this is my brushes. Dip them some water, and let's start the party. So anyway, so how have I been, you're asking? Well, it's pretty good. It's been like a couple of days, and so pretty much I just got done with work for the week, and so I'm really happy about that. So one of the things that's cool about when you get done with work for the week is that you get to have some time off, and I appreciate that a lot, to have some time off, because if you don't have time off, you just go crazy. And so because you're working a lot, and I'm also a content creator, so I make a lot of content on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. And what I try to do is I try to just try and keep people watching and interested in the work that I'm doing, because for the most part though, it's like it's kind of one of those things where you're just not sure exactly what the best thing to do. So because before I talk politics and stuff, and ain't nobody like politics, nobody likes politics, especially now. So it's like because now it's all crazy. Before, one thing it was before, oh, I gotta put this there, sorry about that. I have to put that so you can hear me, so I gotta put it like that. So one thing about it was like you have it where trying to just do the whole thing about election stuff, and then the heck with it, let's talk about something else. So for the most part though, yeah, you have this thing where I'm doing this, and the reason I start with this here, because that way I can get yellow on, and I'm thinking I might do like the Gila monster kind of a thing, a gecko Gila monster, because the other one I had the lizard one, and I made a whole gremlin out of it, right? And that was pretty cool, making a gremlin out of a Gila monster, a gremlin from the fire belly. That was really cool, just the whole fire belly thing. So I was saying to myself, if I just go ahead and just do something that's not like a fire belly, let me just go ahead and just do a maybe a Gila monster, which the Gila monster is black and yellow. So that might be cool. Let me just go ahead and just do that. And so this is cool. This kind of paint that I'm using, it's kind of like I got this at a Party City a long time ago. And so usually, my time I do a paint, I actually did it where I was like, the other day I just did one, and I did the one for He's Risen, right? And I'm not sure if I put it up, but I know I recorded the whole thing. I recorded the whole thing on my long play camera. See, I got like 2 sets of cameras. All right. Right now, I don't have the long play camera working, because right now I'm just doing this on the fly, because I'm just going to jump in the shower after this. So I'm like, let me just get a cool paint going, because the best thing to do with these things, you do a quick body paint, and then you go jump in the shower. And when you jump in the shower, you have it where it's like, you get to wash it all off and stuff, which is great. And so the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, I enjoy doing this, actually, matter of fact. So if I didn't enjoy doing this, I wouldn't be doing this, right? And so I have so many stories about like actually doing this in the city and in public and Times Square and stuff. But it's like I don't ever go like on my own. It's like pretty much I don't ever just do this on my own. This is kind of something that, you know, I usually go with a set of people or have a team of people that go with me. And so I don't ever just go by myself with it because, you know, it's you're by yourself, you know. Something it's like watching a movie by yourself. It's like what's the point of that, you know? Don't watch a movie by yourself. You go a movie with people. That way you're not like you can be like, yo, did you see that? And you have an experience shared. You know, as a matter of fact, that's one of the things that we do a lot. We actually, my wife and kids and I, we actually watch a lot of movies and stuff, right? And then we have a shared experience. So throughout the day, of course, at the time, we go back and we start like making fun, or we have like you know points where we can reference. And so I think it's really cool that you can actually do something like this. You know, I'm not trying not to be too long. Let's see, maybe for an hour. See how much paint I can get painted in an hour, and then from there, go ahead and proceed to doing more stuff. Like, oh no, don't take a shower and get this off because it's like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do this, and yeah, I should put a head tie. I might do that still. Do that real quick. I take this lizard off my shoulder, but it's always good to have like a lizard on my shoulder. People always like that. Let me just tie my hair back real quick. hmm So, folks, this is how it's been. It's been pretty cool. I have like I just been be able to do some cool some cool art. Let me just add some more details to that. So I put my hair back so it's a little bit better. This part here, it kind of sticks out. I think what I want to do is like I trying to look for like the Frederick Douglass look with the hair. It's like I've had my hair growing for like the last 8 years. It's been growing like this for 8 years since 2017. What happened 2017? 2017 was the first time I ever did body paint. And that's why my hair has been growing since that time. So here, that's the kind of thing. I've been doing that for like a while, letting it just grow. So that's why I'm kind of like I have the whole like Frederick Douglass thing. How he has his hair, I think that's amazing. I just absolutely love how that works. How he had his hair, because it's just like it was just free, you know. No pun intended, but his hair was free, and that was cool. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so I guess what happens is the Gila monster they have it's the band. The band that goes across, right? I'm gonna have to use a sponge for this because it might be better. Let me see if I can find some yellow. I think I have yellow somewhere else, but if I don't have yellow, I'm gonna use that one. So what I was doing is this one. I have this little lizard on my shoulder. Look at my little buddy. See if I can keep him on my shoulder and balance him while I do all this stuff. This is not a real lizard, by the way. Okay, so just so you know. So let's get this. And there's like the Gila monster. Their colors they go black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Right? Black and yellow. Mm-hmm. Black and yellow. Black and yellow down to my legs. Black and yellow down to my legs. So I'm going black and yellow. Black and yellow. Black and yellow. Mm-hmm. Black and yellow. And the cool thing, you see how it like kind of bleeds down a little bit? That's so cool. So what happens when I put the other one as contrast? It's gonna be able to do that. There's people who do these paint things and they make it so cool looking. They have to have a lot of patience and also good lighting because I'm not sure my lighting's all that great. Can turn a little bit more. Mm-hmm. There's lighting. So there's this. So you have this right here. So yeah, so I actually have a studio that I rent out, which is not too expensive, by the way. There's a couple of companies that you can actually get not too expensively renting places that you can actually rent for just for an hour for the day, and it's pretty cool. So when I do my next workshop, I have to kind of register in advance just so I make sure I book it, and I give myself some time to set up and some time to break it down because if you don't, you're gonna run into you started this time and you're taking extra time, but not exactly the time it was complete, and we were out of the room, which is great because if you don't do what you said you're gonna do, then people don't believe you, right? So we've been watching the story of The Walking Dead, and pretty much I don't want to spoil it too much of it because we're still kind of working through it. So I've said enough already. I don't want to say too much because I don't want people coming up just trying to spoil it for me either. So what I'll do is just kind of like that's kind of the thing. There's a couple of movies that are out lately, and it's like I hear about that, and I just might want to see it. But one movie that we saw was the Minecraft movie, and the Minecraft movie was actually a pretty cool movie. The kids actually liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie. And then last week, what else we did? We had our cooperative. We had our cooperative, which is like one of those things where you spend time with other people's families, other families who are homeschooling kids as well. And so right now, my family they went to do laundry. And so pretty much I'm home from work. So I'm like, let me just take a moment and go ahead and just do this paint thing because it's so much fun to paint. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make the beard. Okay. Right there. Now we can wait for the paint to dry a little bit, and then we can do some exuberant colors. Sometimes I wonder if I just turn off the light, if it's better, if you see me better. I don't know. Let me just check it real quick and see. If I turn off that overhead light, you can see it better. Just do that real quick. Let me see. Maybe it might be too dark. Maybe it might be too dark. I don't know. It looks too scary. I don't know. But maybe it's more easy to see. So let's see that right there. So I'm gonna just turn off the light and see if it's better. Well, I mean, I can see better. Look at that. This is the war paint. The yellow on a black mod. See? Make sure it doesn't fall into your eyes. Right there. Right there, right there, and then right there, right there, and right there, right there. And so the thing is, like, I have a coat of yellow. Jurassic Park movie's gonna come out soon too, so that's gonna be cool to see. You know, that's one of those things where it's like, I did a, by the way, I did a class, and I recorded the entire class for you guys to see from last week. It's from my members class, membership class. If you're interested in seeing that, you have to just sign up my membership. And to do that, it's just like $4 a month, which is not $5 a month, which is not bad. You can actually see a lot of my classes in my class work. So I actually recorded it, and it's there for the world to see. I have more classes, but I haven't put them up yet because it's like, I guess due to like pretty much how it is, because that one was a class where I had a full person, fully paint. I'm gonna paint it, but fully, without. So then what I have to do for that, I had to actually just, I have to kind of edit it a little bit better. But for the most part, this is just here. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so let's see if we can get this in here. Let's get this in. Let's go right here, right here, right here. And then so like that. So that. Okay, so here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this, right? So with that, the whole Predator movie is coming out. That's gonna be cool to see. And I said I want to mix any other paint with the yellow, so I just want to make sure the yellow gets all perfectly where it needs to be. Yellow, yellow. Like mustard or something, There's that. So like this right here, and you have this right there, this, and you have that. So for the most part, there you have that, and I'm gonna go closer to under my eye, right there, and then right there. So there's like that. Okay, so now let it dry a little bit here. I'm gonna consider my other paints. So for example, let me put some on my beard. They have the ones. When I did this one, I did it as blue, but this is my first time doing, so I'm not really sure exactly the outcome. But I hope it comes out really cool because it's like I just totally enjoyed doing this. So this is pretty cool. So hopefully I can get it to where it's just like really redesigned. I want it to be. So my beard, Ra's al Ghul. So anyway, so yeah, that's doing there. I would thought about that too. Sometimes I wonder if like I look like Ra's al Ghul to my coworkers. Like, does he look like Ra's al Ghul? I guess maybe he does. So Ra's al Ghul, he's he's from Batman. Okay, so what happens to that? That's one. I have a lizard still on my shoulder. It's not really a lizard, by the way. And what color is this? Is this green? Is this green? No, I'm not doing green today. I'm going to do black. All right, so I'm going to do black. Let's find the black one. And then we have some of these other pastel colors. So this one here is a cool pastel color. All right, I have this one. This might be a cool marker to use. This is the black one. All right, and this one is like a face paint. This is that, and this one's here, face paint. Is this the end? I don't know. Let me see. Is it the end? It feels like it's the end. Feels like I need to. Okay, let's see if it works. Let's see. So let me just outline my eyes real quick. Oh yes. Yes, it works. Just here. Okay, it doesn't work as well as I'd like. Let me go ahead and try another one. Try the black one instead. But it's literally like clawing into my shoulder. My goodness, yeah. All right, so this one is black. Black, yes, black. All right, so. Okay, so here's the black. All right, here's the black one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just outline. Oh, the black is perfect. Okay, and the Gila monsters, what they have, it's like they have it where, let's see what just one unibrow. The Gila monster. I should actually get a picture of one of those. They are like black and yellow. So how it is, they're like kind of patchy work. They're like dots. Make sure my eyebrows are straight on my eyebrows. Unibrow. Don't we wish we all had a unibrow? So okay, probably not. All right, and they have like little spots. Let's do this with the spots. Yeah, that can work. All right, let's see. So I'm looking to the camera as I'm doing this. Okay, so for the most part though, what happens is like I am trying to make a cool pattern of a Gila monster. Gila monsters have a thing where they kind of like just right across like a black line. Some of the hardest things to do is make the black line. So let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm going to switch out my brushes. Let's switch to my next brush. Let me go to a different kind of brush. A brush that's more like a flare brush. Or ooh, this one might be good. Oh, this might be great. This one's good. This is a small flare brush. Okay, this one. What's this one called? This one's called the medium round. Okay, let's try a medium round brush. Let's see what happens. Let me put this up for a second. So I'm painting it to a Gila monster. To a Gila monster design. Gila monster is one of the poisonous lizards in the world. They have like when they bite you, it has poison. Same thing with the Komodo dragon, and same thing like a bearded dragon. Bearded dragons also have poison. They're not what you call as much, but it will kill their food. If they bite their food will die if they eat it. Because they have serrated teeth, but also they have a venom that they actually inject into their food, which is pretty cool. Right in the third eye. So you just gotta kind of weird to do this. It's hard to do this. It's kind of like just to get it right, you know. Because like to roll the brush, I should have done that. So for the Tuesday update, let me just tell you what's been going on lately. Pretty much at work has been pretty cool. I got a chance to some of our coworkers have left us. We've got some new coworkers to replace the old ones that left. Then we also have new people that we're training, and then we also have like the inspectors are coming to visit us and to see the work that we've been doing. So that's going to be pretty cool. We also have it's also scary because they're not supposed to tell you when they're coming. So that's one of those things. The city inspectors are coming. Then we also have I've been making my art. Last week I had my class, and the class was splendid. I had a family member, my daughter. She was the muse, and the muse it was a dressed muse, so it was really cool. Had it where she wore like a really cool like princessy outfit, and that was great because just to know that she was able to do this. She volunteered, but also we paid her too for the work, and that's going to be cool to just pretty much have more classes like this in the future. And so what happens is like you're one thing I like about this thing, the setup, this place that I got is a really wonderful setup, and so I'm glad that I got a chance to actually meet the person who has the place, and I was glad to be able to actually have a good rating with them, and I'm looking forward to doing more work with them in the future. So it's a matter of just kind of putting together more classes and putting together more works that I can do, with more people. So that's always cool. That's always fun. And it's always very different because you're never quite sure exactly where you're going to end up in terms of these things. So when you have a opportunity to do things, you do it. You do it. You definitely go out and do it because you're never quite sure how it's all going to play out. So, but the thing is, like, you do it scared, you do it well, you just go out and do it, because if you don't, you're going to miss opportunity, always wondering, oh, I wonder what happened if I just did it. And so that's happened. You just got to definitely go out and do it. Because if you don't do something as you've been desiring to do, what happens is that you kind of miss out on opportunities, and you definitely want to definitely take advantage of every opportunity that you have, because again, life is short and you don't know when it's the end. So for the most part, though, yeah, definitely, if you can go do something, you do it. You do it well. You do it good. You do it scared. That's what one guy was talking about. He was talking about like the whole thing with regarding doing like works and stuff. Whenever you got to go, um, whenever you gonna do anything, you go do it like you do it. You go do it, and because when you do it, you get better at doing something. You don't just do it one time. You do it many times, and you get better and better and better at it. Talking to the camera, making your content, inventing works that you do, so people can see what you're doing. And that's the thing. Is like I started making the whole masking tape thing. That was like something I didn't know where it was going to go with it, and it actually turns into a really cool process. Because it's kind of hard to do this with just one hand. See, I'm just trying to do simple shapes, and like I'm probably end up like a monitor lizard at the end. But like for the most part, though, it's like you're trying your best to just kind of, you know, make sense of stuff. Just you fine tune it as you go, because you never quite did it before. I didn't know what I was gonna actually make today. I was thinking maybe I'll make like a gecko foot or something, but I ended up making like just painting and stuff like that. So this is kind of cool. Cause I'm trying to see if I could do like a bearded Gila monster kind of pattern, you know. And they have like a lot of spots on them, so I'm just trying to make these big spots because, if you make little tiny millions of tiny spots, it looks kind of weird. So if I make just kind of angles here and just this, and then make it like this, and just kind of rotate it, maybe get nice and good. Therefore, you can make like a bunch of stuff. And so today is like usually a day when people give topics. So again, so I did like a class last week. The week before we went to so Minecraft, and that was really cool. So this week is going to be more art. We're going to do a lot more art this week, and possibly do stuff to get the car better operational. Because it's like you have it where the thing about the car is like we always constantly trying to fix it and make it better. Because the car we got it like from Facebook Marketplace. So I always talk about don't get a car from Facebook Marketplace. It's not. I don't recommend it unless you are a mechanic or unless you have like thrill issues. I guess don't get a car from Facebook Marketplace because it can actually be troublesome. you know. So I was gonna take it to the shop today and trying to figure out what the best thing to do, in regarding to that. So I don't know. We just didn't take it to the shop today. We're gonna try and see if we can make it to our destination where we're going without having to do something drastic like make a I don't know, without making like a lot of mistakes or something. Let's see if that. I'm gonna put like a bunch of dots. Let's see how that works out. Dots. You know, it's like I always feel like I always feel like Aboriginal when I do these things. You know, I know I'm not from an Aboriginal country, but I am from an island country, and there are people, indigenous people, who do things like this. Now they may not do the same pattern, and definitely don't have a Gila monster type thing over there because that's a Southwest America thing, and you know, that's a Gila monster. But I do think they're pretty cool in terms of like the stuff you can do with the body paint, and so definitely just yeah, and so just so you know, it's amazing because it's like you get a chance to make some really cool patterns and designs. So I'm gonna try and see if I can put more dots, you know. And you know what ends up happening? The more stuff you put on it, the better it gets. And then the more you start to transform. Because at first it's like, you know, all right, well this and this and this. And then you start transforming. The more dots you put, the more spots you put. And it's like, you know, it's like you can do all kind of things with this. So I'm just making some wildlife painting on me. And so I may one day make a Gila monster. I have a monitor lizard already made. And so pretty much I have a flying gecko somewhere, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. So let's see if I can just do it a little faster, because right now I've been at it for 38 minutes, and this is what I have here. So not too bad, not too bad. I don't want it to be look like a leopard. I want it to look like a lizard. So let's see if we could just, you know, I guess a lizard. Well, snakes have the big old cool belly scales, but a lizard has like it has that one has dots and stuff. Let me see, make the dots more pronounced. First, look at it. Because I'm watching the screen, watching it, and I just can't hold it steady or better. But let's see if I do it like this. Might be good. All right, so then this is my little buddy on my shoulder. Okay, so what we have learned, what we have done, is that I'm trying to look like a Gila monster, and monsters, right? So what happens is I'm trying to get the whole pattern of that going there, and try to just, you know, put this here, put this there, put this there. Hmm. Yeah, this is cool. Look at this. It's not a leopard. And the Gila monster, they have like it's black. They have black and yellow, right? So maybe I can put some yellow spots on the black. But then again, I really probably don't have to. I just have to just use more black spots because the contrast is like severe enough. Actually, it's not like a. See, it's not a like a leopard or anything like that, or a leopard gecko. It's just like it's spots, and the spots are big, and each spot represents, you know, black and yellow. Might do a coral snake once. I like the pattern. Like I did the fish one the other time, and that came out really nicely. Mm-hmm. Bearded dragon. Mm-hmm. I like this. This is pretty cool. All right, so you know, here in the corner. So anyway, so what happens is like we had a lot of different things that have been going on, and so I'm looking forward to doing some more body painting with my friends who do body painting. But to get there, I have to drive up to all the way upstate, and I can't quite get there, unfortunately. It's been like some kind of a thing since our car. We've never been able to do like a really serious long distance trip because you know, we had that car accident, and that car accident did a lot of things to us, you know. It didn't just, it gave me a psychological agita, and so the thing is, like, I have to kind of work through it, you know, we're not about being courageous. So let me take this one down for a second. But being courageous and being, you know, not being afraid of stuff. And here am I painting myself on live TV, you know. I hope whenever whoever finds this video in the future, you know, to consider the fact that, you know, you can do this too. You can actually just sit here on YouTube and paint yourself, you know. I guess it's better if you're a guy a little bit, I guess, but if you're a girl, you could do it, but you gotta be creative about how you do it. But for the most part, though, you can do that. when you do that, you actually create for yourself. Oh goodness, it's spilled. You create for yourself patterns, and you just kind of go through and you make cool patterns all over your body, and then you just kind of do that and you try to make it as balanced as possible. Because what happens is that if you don't make it balanced, it looks kind of funny. But for the most part, that when you do it good, you have like a nice little spots and stuff like that too. So trying to do this bearded dragon. I should have gotten a picture of the Gila monster, but they don't have it as pets. And so that's one of those things, you don't have it as a pet, so you have to kind of like look, do it from memory and do it from different things like that. So, but the more spots you put, the more spots it becomes really cool. So therefore, they have that there. So definitely, yeah, if you have spots, just put more spots. Put as many spots as you can. Put as many spots as you can. Because I'm gonna wash this off soon, right? Jump in the shower and wash this off, and I'm gonna go take a nap, and then consider all the stuff I need to get done for the rest of the week. But this is the most part though. This is gonna be cool. I'm gonna just want you to show how cool this is. And so this is the thing. So the point is to make a Gila monster, cool Gila monster design, right? And Gila monster is like a lizard that has poison. It's a poisonous lizard like the Komodo dragon and the actually bearded dragons have poison too. So there's that. hmm Make a big one on my shoulder, big old circle, big circle on my shoulder, make me happy. Let's see what we do this on my left shoulder, right? Because it's like, see, lizards don't necessarily. Well, the bearded. Well, you know what? Just in truth. Let's see if I can do this with my other hand. All right, so we have. Just gonna do some random dots all over. Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna see if I can make this band a little bit more solid because I know there's a solid band that they have between each layer, and it kind of goes black and yellow and alternates. So I'm just gonna see if I can just kind of like paint a thick line. I don't want to use the sponge because the sponge might just take off all the paint that just kind of accumulated. Let me see if we try this one. All right, let's try the sponge. Let's try with the sponge. See what happens. The sponge does it. Okay, here's the sponge. Okay, my line's a little crooked. Oh, okay. That works out pretty good. Let's go right across there. Can't quite get this. It's like I have to look at it from the here and there. And then this one here. Oh, no, the other black one. Is this the blue? This might be the whole black one. Oh, this is a nice black one. Let's see that one. Yeah, try this one. This might even be better. Yeah, this might be thicker. Oh yeah, this will be it. This is one. Oh. Okay. Okay, get that too running. Here it goes. Okay, so this is here. All right, so let's see. Let me try my hands first. Let's see my arms. Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay, this is great. Mm-hmm. Black and yellow. Hello. Yep, there you go. There's the black and yellow I wanted to get. Okay, there's that. All right, there's that. Okay, there's that, and then see if we can strip this line up a little bit. Make it thicker. It's weird how this stuff works. At first, it's like you're not sure if it's gonna work. Then after, you're like, man, this can't stop this from working. All for the sake of art. Mm-hmm. Alright, and then up here. This one is there. This one's there. From there to there. So trying to make a tribal paint colors, while also making a Gila monster. The Gila monster. I gotta just make sure I get this line nice and good. Make it nice and good up to the shoulder. It's hard to do this with your right hand. We'll put this one there. See, the thing is, like, I don't have any tattoos, right? Because it's like I always like this whole body paint thing. You can actually make some really cool designs, and then, from there you kind of you take it from there. So, but for the most part, though, the people who have tattoos and they're stuck with the tattoos like forever, they're stuck with it forever because you can't take it off. But yeah, with the thing here, you can actually do this. And I love that. I love the fact you can actually do this. You can actually change every week. You can change a different color, or different pattern, or different like that. And so it's like it's really. There's a video game called Heavy Gear, right? Heavy Gear 1, Heavy Gear 2, and there was different robots that were named different types of lizards. There was Mamba, the Naga, there was one Gila. All of them had a different name, and I thought it was such a cool game. And it was like Heavy Gear 1, Heavy Gear 2. They had the Black Mamba, they had and then for the different team they had the Kodiak, Grizzly. They had different names of the away team. For the enemy team, they had like different like lizard names, the Naga. They had different names like that were like signifying what kind of creature, what kind of serpent custom type vehicle it was. But for like the most part though, I thought it was such a cool thing because that show that video game was a really cool game that you get to play different robots, giant robots and stuff like that, you know. And I thought it was really cool. I just absolutely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game, and but as I never got past a certain level because it was always messed up, and so what happened was that I just could never get past it. So if you guys ever played the game Heavy Gear, there's different names, and one of the monsters' names was the Gila. All right, one of the tanks' name was the Gila, and it was like Gila monster. It's pretty cool name, pretty cool name indeed. Mm-hmm. So I can make some more big circles. I don't know if this one's better or this one's better. This is kind of a combination of both. You know, just kind of big circles and stuff. And big circles and big circles. You know, paint down there some. Some paint down there. That way it's congruent. There's also dots. There's people who do painting and they do a really good job with this stuff. I mean, they just go and they just paint and they paint really really well. So we just celebrated Easter Sunday, and it was really cool. I mentioned about it last week that my son he made a profession of faith, which means he put his trust in Jesus, which is awesome, because you know that's one thing you want to make sure about in life that your kids know the Lord. The other thing too is like pretty much just to have them on a path of like what do you do now, because there's a whole like regimen as to what happens after you come to know the Lord as your Savior. You have to walk with Him, you know. You walk with the Lord, walk worthy of the Lord, you know, and you spend time getting to know Him, and then you tell people about Him, and then after that you just pretty much you live for Him, and that in of itself is awesome. When you live for the Lord, you know, do stuff for Him, do things, you know, get people know that you are one of His children, you know. This one, so let me see, just down to here and then up, down and then up and then over. Like that. So yeah, so you have it. You have it. I'm about to be done with this thing. Get some cool pictures and put it on Instagram and be like, "Yep." Mm-hmm. Just make it so there's no you can't see the like, where my hair starts. Can get that area right there. Mm-hmm. My hairline. I was wondering if I should go like more to my eyes, you know, but I don't want to put paint in my eyes because that's something that you just I don't really want to do that. So here you have it. Can make it down there. So there's no point body paint if you don't paint your whole body, right? Down to your legs, down to my knees. Mm-hmm. Put my leg up a little bit. Unfortunately, you can't. Down to the legs. All right, let's chat some more, shall we? Okay, so let's talk about some things. For the most part, though, I've been talking about my life. Anybody want to put anything in the chat? They can actually write something, and I'll be willing to talk about that. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of start wrapping up because I always try to make my videos about maybe an hour. And an hour gives us time for people to kind of see stuff, and they could fast forward, and they can see all the cool stuff that I'm doing, but also they can actually see and, you know, you could also like, come back to it and I'll still be working on some of the stuff that I'm working on. So there you have it. Made like a cool Gila monster. Cool Gila monster. Let's go ahead and seal this thing up. Get some cool pictures with this thing. All right, so I have that. Let me see this one here. You know, I was gonna put some orange on this thing. Maybe I still might, because orange is so powerful, color. But here, so this one here is the thing, and then this one here is the hand. Now this is the hand, and hand. What I was going to do with that, I'm trying to see if I can make like a hand that kind of extends and comes out, and you can actually see some of the cool stuff about that. But for the most part, though, this is the hand. I'm gonna turn the light real quick. Lights. All right. So here we are. Oh, I love this. This is so cool. I wish I put more like on the side or on the back, but this is like, see the arms, how it works on the arms. Yeah, you have it. This is cool. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching my channel today. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you get a chance to actually, you know, do some cool artwork like this as well. So this is like a gecko hand, and make like a Gila monster painting. So here you go. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. God bless you. All right, bye.